Alrighty. Hello, Internet. I hope all is well with all of y'all. As always, we're going to be doing our quick little mic check here. Especially since it looks like stream started off with a little bit low of a bit rate, but it is climbing rapidly. So we should be more where we belong. There we go. Audio's a bit low? Ooh, let me check my amps real quick. Well, I muted myself. That's not my amps. Oh yeah, when stream started, we dropped a lot of frames. One sec. How's this? Is this better for everybody? Yeah, my mic. How does that sound comparatively now? We're pulling out the filters. Alrighty. So, for those of you who have not been in this world, or it's been a while since we've been in this world regardless, we'll do a little bit of a refresher here. We just landed Valentina on Jewel, or on Tylo. That was a 5.5-day IRL process. That was a long time to get that rocket built with the low tech we had available. And that was the last main science mission we had on the tech tree. So, that was the wrong button. We go to mission control. It's been over a year and nearly... Yeah, it's been a year and a half now, and I'm still not used to the control scheme of this game in comparison to KSP1. But now we've got 10,000 science out of that mission there. We did it. We successfully launched a mission to Tylo and found the source of the signal. I'm so glad I quit my job as a math teacher to do this. Wow, okay. Yeah, extraordinary things. So all of the other signals stopped, and the only one left was this. Joyous salutations, younger sibling. You have grown upward. We are feeling the emotion of pride to have made it this far. Spooky monument. They are as kind of a spooky monument. You must be ready for something meteor. Jubilant wheezing. Humorous diversion is the best pharmaceutical. This belief, like many others we share. Come find us where Kerbal does not shine. We shall be waiting. Good luck. So it turns out we were right. They do want us to find them. Okay. So this is supposed to be foreshadowing to the multi-stellar setup that was supposed to be happening. Like, KSP2 was supposed to promise interstellar science, and it never is. I don't think it's ever going to deliver on it. Unless an absolute miracle happens, it will never happen. So it's fair to say that that's never going to be seen. So this is, yeah, Sag. This is the end of the actual main primary science storyline, as it says up here, primary. We explored the Kerbal system and possibly made first contact. We did that all in a day's work, yep. Well, if we had somewhere to go after this, it would be honestly really, really exciting and amazing, but instead it's just kind of like hollow, because it's like Sag. Because like, this is supposed to gesture us towards the next star that doesn't exist. Hey, Bart! Tertiary dips. Plant a flag on the Eye of Dres. Enter Elu's sphere of influence. Okay, so there's other projects to get done here, too. Let's go to the R&D center and see what we got going on here, because I want to see if we can figure out a method for getting Valentina back from Tylo now that she's all the way out there. Otherwise, we can do one of the other side missions. So heavy orbital operations is good, but this is better. Especially since it gets us to tier 4. Because now we got Methalox tanks, and then we can get all the big stuff. But it's all really expensive, so probably gonna have to wait on that. At least besides the tanks, we might get the tanks. Let's see what's in 3 for now. No, we should get this. We should be smart. Yeah, we're gonna be smart about this, and we'll fill out the research tree a little bit better. And then we'll get the tanks. But we'll get the tanks. 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 We'll get the We'll also get ourselves that science machine because that will... Ooh. This might be the better... Ooh, I'm not sure now. Because long-range generation is really important. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Bart. Yeah, let's go with long-range gen. Okay, I will adjust the music then. How's that? Better? We'll do that research. We won't be able to get all the way to the tippy top yet, but awesome. And then we're just going to use our remaining stuff just to fill this out so that we have that whole tree finished. Just looking through our options real quick. Medium landings, yep. We'll get ourselves at least moderately better feet. And that'll be all we can do now. Okay. Let's go to the VAB and see what we can assemble. Actually, let's check the missions again, because if there's a quick one we can do that'll get us a whole bunch. Let's see. What do we got going on now? Land a vessel on Minmus with a current mass of over 200 tons, but that science reward is crap, so we're not going to bother with that. Atmosphere survey from Jewel would return 3,000, but that's... If we're going that far, we might as well go to Tylo itself. That's a lot of work. That combined with this would be something. That's 4,000 science there, but eh. Land on Eve with a vessel of 10 Kerbins and... Oh, no. Performative environmental surveys. I mean, Gilly's pretty easy to land on. That might be the way to go. Let me check my charts real quick, because I have transfer charts for this stuff. KSP Delta VMAP and KSV transfer windows. We keep transfer windows open on my other screen for now. And we will look at the Delta VMAP. Sorry, I can't pop this up for y'all, but getting to Dres will cost us 6,000. That is cheaper than getting to Jewel. Calculations, womb, yep. That's why we make them go quick. Alright. Yeah, I think we're going to get distracted and take a quick side mission to Dres. Because that 8,000 would be very nice. And we should be able to do that pretty darn easily. So, let's do that then. How do I want this lander to appear? Well, we're going to use one pod to hold that. Oh, no, wrong pod. This pod. One person, one pod. How do we... Now I've got questions for myself on how I actually want to execute this. You know, let's just start with the basics for any pod, and I'll think it over as we go. Well, that's unwieldy, so we're not going to use it like that then. Instead... Can we get control wheels that are that? Yes, we can. Okay. We'll get ourselves a control wheel. And get ourselves a port. And then we'll hook ourselves up with the parachutes. And there we've got access still. The port is still available. So that should be all of the most basics of basics. Once this detaches, it'll be able to at least... Well, it doesn't have the ability to deorbit itself, so let's fix that. Because no matter where this detaches, I want it to be able to just bring itself down, hopefully to this planet, but any planet with atmosphere would be able to take this. I don't know how we'd end up anywhere else, but it's possible. Never say never. So boom, like that. Good. Okay. This also gives it the ability to dock with this port if it disconnects. It'll be able to use the RCS to reposition itself and then dock back up to whatever it needs to. So now we've got ourselves our little capsule. So now we're going to attach this to a lander. What kind of lander are we going to need for Dres? I mean, it's a moderate-sized planet. So I think we're going to need a decent amount of oomph. I also think it's completely vacuum, though, if I remember right. Dres doesn't have it doesn't have atmosphere at all. It doesn't have anything in the upper either, so something bigger might be the right way to go. What's this thing's thrust to weight? Thrust to weight is 0.38. I'm gonna double check Dres thrust to weight. Why have these formulas got to be so difficult? Too difficult for me. I mean, that's not unfair. I might just have to send it and hope. What is the gravity on Dres? Let's at least get a relative gravity. No atmosphere and no natural satellites. And Dres has the least gravity of any planet in the Kerbal system. What is its gravity? Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, that should be fine. That should be more than fine. That should be phenomenal, actually. So then we just need to set up with all the landing equipment. Since we got the big legs, it should be a lot easier. Yep, they extend right past the Poodle engine. So we don't need to do anything weird with trusses or anything like that. And then we're also going to take with us a orbital satellite. That will carry with it this, because this would be too unwieldy to put on the main lander craft, the main descent stage, but if we leave it in orbit, it should be fine. And honestly, it's meant to work, looks like both in deep space and locally, but whatever, we'll leave it in deep space. I'll call it good enough. We'll put a remote guidance unit on it. We're going to end up with a very long tubular satellite. We'll put a reflection dish on it so that it can boost signal for other craft in the area. We're going to put signal dishes on it so that it can gain its or gather its own signal. Have to put them on that section. Can't put them on the science experiment. Gotcha. That's loud, but that should be fine. And then we will put in... I think we'll probably set up a small truss here. Smaller. Yeah, that'll work. Make it a little kite shape. Oh, I need to put something on the end here in order to make this work better. I'm going to put batteries and a control wheel on this end. And that way I'll have something to clamp down on. Because it won't even let me attach those trusses. Where is it? Is it under... Let me look through this real quick. Because I thought it was in here. We'll just go through these strategically then. Or did I clicked it off. There we go. Gotcha. Okay. There we go. And then we grab ourselves these bad boys. And we do that. And then we're going to grab ourselves electrical panels. Yes, rocket. There we go. So now we've got ourselves solar panels, relay, the science experiment we want this thing to be able to do, control wheels. I think that's everything. I think that's everything that that little satellite's going to need to do its job. And it'll just detach from the rest of this once we're in high orbit. Over Dres. So we've got ourselves the lander, and we've got ourselves the satellite now. So these are the two main packages. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to set up... Because I'm going to need to set up a docking point at some point as well underneath all of this. Because now that we've got ourselves... Let me think about this for a sec. Let me think. Alright, so I think the best option is going to be an engine mount. I might be wrong about that. Let me think this over. Because what we need to do is I need to put a docking port that couples with this connector lower down on the craft. Because once this returns back from Dres, we'll probably end up connecting it backwards, draining these tanks if they can be drained, but I might run hydrogen on the bottom section of this. And then discarding this section once it's no longer usable to us. Speaking of which, though, we're going to make it a little bit more useful as it stands and put that on it. And put two of these on it. And that will make our signal far better. Cool. Okay. Oh, we'll also put batteries on board. We'll actually put them lower to the bottom. As we drain fuel, it might help a little bit with the balancing. That should be enough. But let's double it. This game doesn't punish us with money, so we can make things a little bit overkill if we want to. It only punishes us with weight, but weight can be easily overcome. More power. Alright, there we go. So now we need to figure out a method for coupling that tiny little connector up there down here. And I think the best option... Where is it? It's not what I want. Because I need a way of hiding it in there, but if I make this super narrow and then super wide again, I run the risk of everything getting really unstructured, like really wiggly. So I need a way of shrinking it down. Add more boosters, add more boosters, add more boosters, repeat. I mean, kind of. After a certain point, you do need to rebalance. Just a little bit. But there's a certain truth to just add more boosters, repeat. Okay, I'm gonna look up search engine plates. Engine fairing. Fairing. Plate. Okay, I have to... Okay. Not a thing in this game, I guess. Okay, fine. I will work around it. Add Pokemon booster. Don't think that's this game. There's that. And then here is where we'll put our connecting point for when we come back. And then we'll put an adapter in there. And then we're going to put some control stuff in here, because this needs to be able to control itself while it's high up in space, while the lander is down on the ground. So we throw that in there. We're going to throw some battery in there. We're going to take the whole thing, pull it down. Grab ourselves some solars. Kinda tempted. Let's try it out. Let's experiment here. So these are radioisotopic thermal generators. So instead of running off of solar power, this section of the craft, once disconnected to everything, will actually run off of just radioactive decay. But hopefully it'll have enough lifespan in it and enough juice to just keep itself alive the whole time. And then I'm looking for control wheels. Bigger. Not in 6s. Just one, please. That'll be enough power. Not like that. Oh, no. They really do make a bad noise when I try to place them. There we go. Okay. So then after that, we just need to put on basic antenna. That won't obstruct it. Okay, cool. That won't get in the way of things. Speaking of that, though, I'm also going to put extra RCS on board this bad boy, and then put a second... Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Well, then we'll put... Nah, we'll use these tanks. I'd rather not add any more height to this craft. Probably going to end up with way too much fuel in this stage anyways, but I would prefer that because we're landing at an unknown site, at an unknown inclination at this rate. So, be better to have extra than too little. Alright, and then we're going to line up our controllers. There. So now we've got RCS controls on both sides. So this ship should be able to do cartwheels if I tell it to. Checklisting everything in my head real quick. I'm going to cut down on these just because they're big. We don't need something that big. That's better. Alright. So then we're just going to go out here and we're going to put in an adapter. And then we get the joy of trussing this all. Once this is lined up properly. Come on. There you go. Because now we have to truss all of this together. Otherwise, it will not hold around this joint when we try to launch it. So we do what we've done since KSP1. Auto struts everywhere. Or not auto strut, but large amounts of struts. Anyways, now that that's done, we're going to get the main tank set up down here now. Because that's to medium. We need an adapter to large. Is the only adapter we have... See, engine mount. But that's only a small. We don't have anything better than that. Okay. Fine. Because, yeah, we need a large in order to mate with that. In order for it to couple properly. So let's look for large. Come on, where's an adapter? This will be it then. We'll just have to drain it of all of its fuel. No fuel. That'll be our adapter. Alright, fine. I will work with it. Because then we put this on it. And then at the bottom we put this. And in retrospect, I'm actually going to change out a little bit of this design. First of all, one of these. Bigger control wheel. Then we'll remove the smaller one from in here that adds unnecessary height. Then following that, we're going to not only use the radioisotope, but we'll also have the benefit of having some coverage from the sun as well on this. And then we'll move these out here so that they're further away and won't get hit as easily. And yeah, that should be the whole main craft here. Now we just have to add the stages that will allow it to get off of the planet we're currently on. Now it's time for Methalox boosters. I'm just gonna mentally checklist this real quick just to make sure that we're good though. Yup, that works. Yup. Alright. All 3 of those stages should work properly. We're also going to check the staging of all of this stuff now real quick. Because when these go off, they should go off together. And then this engine will go off. This is the decoupler that decouples the satellite. That's the final stage. Yep, okay, good. That's all staged properly then, in the right order. Doing it in pieces will make it easier on me later. And then we're just going to use the big engines. I might be overconfident, but I might try to get away with just one big set. I'm near certain I'm overconfident, but we've been in this lab for a little while, the VAB now for a while. It wouldn't hurt to take a peek and see how this goes over anyways. Truss everything together so that it doesn't vibrate to pieces as soon as we try to launch. We'll save the design, we'll save the game in case the game tries to crash. And we'll attach basic air fins. Stabilizer up here. Larger stabilizer down there. Yeah, it should be enough. Alright. Dres lander and satellite. There we go. Alright. And then if that's alright, we're good to go. I'm gonna set who's coming with us. Alright, chat, I need your opinion. Valentina has gone with us to everywhere. And if we can't take Valentina, I think Bob or Jebediah would be great choices. But I will leave it 100% up to you. Cast your votes now in chat. Who do you want to see go to Dres? The second Kerbin or whatever to place somewhere besides Earth. Jeb's going. Jeb's going. Alrighty then. We save one more time. That should overwrite and make sure that Jeb goes every time in case we have to relaunch. We cannot send everyone, Georgie. I do apologize. It's already very expensive and difficult to send one person. Almost this entire rocket is just for one person. Can you go next? I'm not so sure about that, fam. We're running an experiment. Turn up our speed a little bit. I don't want to burn all of our fuel in lower atmosphere if we can get away with it. This game do be loud, though. Could I make a flying bunker that can fit everyone? Well, we could, but somebody currently isn't on the main planet. They're on a moon of Jewel. This mission is hopefully to get enough science and enough research done that we can go and rescue them. Once we get everybody back, I actually do have an idea for a ship that's going to launch everybody at once, so... You know, something to look forward to down the pipeline. I took a little bit of a break from KSP2 after the last big video because it took me over 5 days IRL to get that footage done. Getting to Tylo was no joke. We're doing good on fuels right now. Altitude could be a little bit better, but I'm burning slowly on purpose. Once we get out of the atmosphere entirely and drag goes down, I'm gonna crank the engines. But 65% is fine. We're nearly going Mach 2 right now. We're approaching it, so I'll call that fast enough for in atmosphere. We are gonna pitch the craft a little bit though now that we're up here. I should have done that way earlier, but we have enough oomph that it doesn't matter with this ship. Science is working. I always find it funny that I do, you know, simplified rocket science for relaxation. It's an interesting choice. Physics. Oh, the sound score in this game is so much better, though. The game itself doesn't work. Sound score, phenomenal, though. That sound do be sounding. Sounds good. Alright, we're gonna pitch the entire craft to the side and prepare for our orbital burn. I am a little bit worried about the amount of fuel that hydrogen tank has left in it, but that might change based on when we drop all that weight. When the lander flips off and, you know, drops all that extra weight. This might have been oversimplified, though. We'll see. We will see. Being such a low-gravity planet, and being that I don't go to Dres very often, it's not something very high on my list of places to go or things to do in KSP1. I don't have much experience with that one. Like Jewel, been to dozens of times. Duna, Eve, again, multitude of times. Dres, a handful. See, KSP2, I would agree with that analysis. I think KSP1 did way better on performance, at least with modern machines, and with the optimization and time that they sunk into optimizing it. This game got abandoned long before it ever got properly optimized. Well, that happened. So we reload there. That was a clean test. It worked. Yeah, it happens. What I'll have to do next time is I'll cut the engine before I'm disconnecting. I'll disconnect these two stages from each other, and this time disconnect, wait a second, then fire engine. Okay, we'll do the routine science we were gonna do anyways. We'll crank down to 70% instead of 65. Come on. There we go. KSP2, yeah, like I said, they didn't do the optimizations. They haven't done the optimizations, and they probably never will be done because the game's been effectively abandoned. I said earlier in stream, it would take a miracle for this game to come back, which is unfortunate. I'm happy I got the opportunity to go through the main storyline, and it's cool to me that, you know, everybody voted for this to be on stream, because it's still a game, and it's still a decent game worth looking at. I just wish, you know, they actually delivered on what they promised they would, or at least half of what they did, or, you know, set more reasonable expectations, or 1,000,001 other options. Do I play SFS? I don't know that acronym, so I might. I'm not certain, unfortunately. What does the acronym stand for? My answer has consequences. No, I do not. I'll have to look at it because honestly, KSP seems to be a dead end now. Kerbal Space Program 1 served me good for the space itch for gaming for a very long time, combined with games like Avorion and Oxygen Not Included for other aspects like colony simulation and logistics. While this game to me was one of the best for orbital mechanics and stuff like that. But now that it's a dead end, I'm probably going to have to find a new Titan. A new go-to. How's that for an answer? I mean, it's insured, so that wouldn't be the end of the world. My garage isn't connected to my house, fam. So, like, that would be unfortunate, but, you know, your threat has no effect. It's like a Pokemon move. Not effective. It doesn't affect the wild Vince Mars. Alright, we're going to prepare for orbital burn. And take science up here because we can get some more. We're going to do the same thing we tried to do last time. We're just going to orbitalize and then drop the tanks. Or right before we orbitalize, drop said tanks. Then finish the little oomph of burn necessary to just get us there. Tanks will fall back to Earth, burn up, not Earth. Earth analog. There we go, right on the horizon line. And it looks like we're burning at just the right time. So now we're just gonna empty these tanks. Too late, Georgie. It didn't send. But too late on that front too, fam. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, we have orbitalized. The game didn't change our perspective, but we did orbitalize. Alright, disconnecting tanks. Don't explode. We're just gonna wait here for a minute. We're just gonna wait. No time skip. No weirdness. We're just gonna let the tanks sail off on their way. One of the things I've never done in this save is remove... Well, actually, I think I did it early game. Was I removed some of the space junk from the first, like, early matches because there was no way to take it down. And if I remember right, space junk does actually reduce performance in these games, which is depress, but it be what it be. But regardless, I might just end up eliminating these later on. We'll see. We'll see. I can't remember. It's been a while. Barbecue Lay's chips. Sounds tasty. I had some barbecue chips the other day. Had a nice little cookout the other day. Alright. I think we're far enough away from them now. They shouldn't collide with stuff. We're going to accelerate ourselves to our apoapsis. And then we're going to make ourselves circular instead of this a little bit oblong direction we're currently going in. We have 4,000 units of fuel on this hydrogen engine. I don't know if that's going to be enough. And if not, it might be smart. You know what? We're early on enough in this. And this didn't go ideally enough that I am going to do this one more time. I want to do it right. And once we get out there, if we don't have the fuel, it's going to be a much longer trip. So I'm just going to get into this right now. And I'm going to nip it in the bud before it becomes a problem. Like that. And we chuck in extra tank. There we go. Then we redo the attachment points. Where are the other ones? There they are. No! That wasn't good. Control Z, undo. Not like that. There we go. This game. Sometimes. There we go. Alright, cool. Alright, we got all 4 of them. We got everything lined up. Good, good, good. This should do better. Make a space plane? I don't have the tech for space planes in this save, otherwise I would. That was one of the first things I did in KSP2 because that was actually stable enough to use consistently. That sounds like a challenge right there. That sounds interesting, but yeah, I don't have the tech for it in this save. Otherwise, I would launch more things by spaceplane. But this game doesn't incentivize spaceplane launches because you can't do orbital assembly easily. There's a glitch in the game that prevents docking ports from coupling to each other properly unless you go into the game's software and like actually adjust the files every time you want a docking port to connect. I embedded it into part of one of my videos in case anybody had any problems with it. It's my Duna mission. It is so annoying. We're flying to Dres right now, Georgie. We can see what we can do after that. Capsule, Delta Wing, small fuel tank, engine. Can't use Mystery Goo. Mystery Goo isn't in KSP2. The science tree is totally different in KSP2, so the way that all the science devices work is different. It's all good. That's why I keep on hitting this button over here, is that this button's how you do all the science now. Pitch time. I guess that's fine too, honestly. Kind of? Not really. You end up with similar kit overall. I have a video about the start of KSP2. It has been over 6 months since I did a start of a KSP2 game, but it's pretty similar in the way that it's slow beginnings. However, in KSP1, I think it takes like, 10 launches or something like that unless you're trying really hard to get to the moon. While in KSP2, I think I did it in like 5 launches or something like that. The payoff wasn't as good though as in KSP1 because there's not regions to research and stuff like that as there is in KSP1, there isn't in 2. Oh, phenomenal! Thank you, Georgie. That's actually a fantastic opportunity for me to segue into that. Anybody watching this now or in the future, if you haven't subscribed already, small channel, really appreciate it. Helps out, helps the algorithm know that what we're doing over here is worth some time. So, right down there, right next to it too, there's that like button. It's a really cool little button, it's like tipping the bellhop. Really helps me out. Alright, orbital burn time. I'll have to take a peek at it, Georgie. Always down to find fellow creators. Alright. This time, we're gonna orbitalize, and I'm gonna remember to disconnect these tanks now before that happens, so that they don't do the same thing they did the first time. Keep ourselves pitched. Ooh, nice! And then... what altitude are we at right now? We're heading towards the periapsis. Okay, we're gonna go around to the long side, then we'll disconnect after draining the last bit of tank. Because this should not only give us more available fuel, hopefully, but the altitude we're at is actually not... Between the one we were at, which was nearing about 300,000 meters, and this one, which is at about 130,000 meters, there's not going to be much of a difference in engine performance, but we came up with so much more fuel. We came up with 50% more fuel in the hydrogen stage. I'm really hoping this helps with a good payoff, which I think it should. I think it should. Once we finish pitching, we're going to drain these tanks of their last bits of fuel, and then we'll drop all 4 of them. And then we'll just be dealing with the main stock, which I think has enough control on it that it should be fine, considering how well it's maneuvering right now with all this extra weight on it. Welcome back. That was quick. I'm about to drop the excess tanks, the booster tanks, and then I'm hoping we have enough fuel to get us all the way to Dres and back. Will we? I don't know. Ah, gotcha. That makes more sense. There we go. Oh. Whoa. That's a high apoapsis. Okay, that was a quick turnaround. We don't have a lot of fuel, but we're going to expend the last 17 meters per second trying to level that one out. Good stuff, Georgie. Yeah, I post twice a week every week. Mondays and Fridays, relative to American Central Time. And then I stream every time, this time on Sunday. We're pretty consistent up in here. Alright, research. This rotate almost feels like it's taken longer than the last one, but I think it's just perspective. I've actually only been streaming since January. Every single Sunday, though, so we're getting some good practice out of it. I find it to be a good time, and a lot of the time it's a good refresher from whatever projects I've been working on. I mean, that's fair. I work on a lot of big projects for videos and stuff, like stuff that takes like multiple weeks in the background. Like tomorrow's video that I'm posting, it's for Minecraft, but while that video is going to be going up and the following video for the next week's going to be going up, I'm actually working in the background on the project that's going to take me about 3 weeks long to work on. So these streams are a great opportunity for me to step back from that stuff and get a little bit of a breather, which is cool. Ooh. Alright. Zoom time. There we go. Yep. That's the last of the tank. Disconnect the tanks. No! Okay. We're gonna permanently solve that problem then, because that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable. Explosions. They're funny, but also we can't have it keep on doing that the whole time. And you know how we're gonna fix this? It's really simple. These bad boys. Whenever one of your stages collides with other stages when you're trying to disconnect them, some of these bad boys will solve all your problems. I have never played Roblox, and probably never will. I grew up on earlier MMOs, like Wizard 101, Fusion Fall, Toontown, Habbo, those. I've never played Fortnite, never played Roblox. Well, it was just never my thing. Well, I'm still older than Roblox is. 2006 isn't that early in the MMO space. It's all a matter of perspective. I know a decent chunk about Fortnite, no interest in it. That was supposed to originally be a zombie game. Oh, I didn't tune these engines down. I was wondering why everything was going so fast. There we go. Yeah, Fortnite originally was supposed to be like a zombie survival game or something like that, like a wave game if I remember right. And then they came out with the Battle Royale mode, and it was more popular than the main game idea ever was supposed to be, so they just kind of ditched it. Pretty sure that's why it was called Fortnite. But yeah, never played a game of it, never played a game of Roblox. To each their own, just not my vibe. Ooh, that pitch was a little bit steep. And we're a little bit still in the air, so it's trying to kick us out. There we go. Less atmospheric drag, easier to get the control out of that. Because we're just piloting a huge steel silo through the air. This isn't ideal, no matter what way you slice it. It's never going to be great. No matter how aerodynamic you make it, you're still just piloting a bunch of steel tubes through the air. Or aluminum, or whatever Kerbals use to make their rockets. Kerbal alloy. Alright, pitching for orbitalizing burn. Turning on the engine a little bit to maintain our point. There's a lot of games I have like that. Oxygen not included, Kerbal Space Program, Minecraft. I have enough of those in my life. Games that when I start playing them, I don't stop playing them. I'm not gonna lie, I was looking through Oxygen not included speed records and stuff, and I was thinking that I might attempt that. Anybody think that would be interesting if I tried to, you know, set new world records for a game? See, Georgie, games that aren't online are just a matter of skill to get them to be online. You know? I've been hosting servers for over a decade. Like, you can just there are already mods for KSP1 that make it an online experience. Just because a game, you know, doesn't have a widely usable multiplayer function doesn't mean that it is solely single player or offline. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that out there. It's just a matter of, you know, coding and confidence and being able to bug fix stuff when it doesn't work just right. Like the server that I regularly post Minecraft content on, Regality SMP, that's hosted by me along with my dev. We do all the work in the background to make sure that the Minecraft server is completely hosted publicly, but we don't, you know, use any hosting sites or anything like that. It's a matter of, not to say it's like skill issue, it's more like, you know, it's a matter of practice and skill, and if you do invest time into it, you get a lot more opportunities. You can make a lot more things work for you. One of the things I like to tell a lot of people on Regality is just the sky's the limit. You come up with an idea, we can make it happen, and it's generally the rule I apply to a lot of my life. There's very few things that are completely limited like that. There are some games that are solely single player. One that comes to mind that's fantastic is Subnautica, and it's because of the way that the entire infrastructure was established. But even with that, back in the day, people figured out ways of hosting semi-LAN setups. Were they custom and glitchy? Yes, but they existed. And that says something. That says a lot of something, you know? Well, that's not good. Drink some water. Throats are important. Communication is key. Slowly draining the fuel out of this tank, trying to keep things even. 200,000 meters should be a fine point to start from. So, we'll bring ourselves up there, drain the rest of this fuel, F5, and then try to separate these tank stages. And then from here on, it's going to be F5, F9, baby. Because hopefully we have enough fuel to do everything we want. Oh yeah, I read between the lines, Georgie. You're all good. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The score in this game, they really did not cheap out on the music. And the music comes through and shines brightly. It's just the rest. The half-bakedness of a lot of it. While we keep orientating, I'm going to take a quick water check. On mobile for what, Georgie? Alright, we're nearly pitched. Ooh, we're ending up spinning pretty hard, though. That's not great. Again, never played Roblox. Never played Roblox on mobile, never played Roblox on anything. I am a PC guy, but that also just has to do with the way that my life ended up going. I lived in a situation when I was younger where cloud was not a thing for consoles yet, so all data on consoles was stored on the machine of. So if you wanted to play something on multiple computers and be able to access the same save data, servers were much more likely the way to go. And so, you know, back in the day, like, PCs were more, they were the dominant method. I mean, they still are. Like, servers are much more, the back end is much more open if that computes. Like, you know, you connect to, you know, the Xbox servers and the PlayStation servers and everything when you connect to them now. And that does do a lot of syncing that didn't happen back in the day. I've been streaming for an hour. Yeah, I streamed for 3 hours in a jaunt. Hey, Auburn rolled into the chat. Everybody say hello to Auburn. the secret guest star in the video that came out last Monday, and a dominant face in the upcoming video coming out tomorrow. We love Auburn up in here, chat. We really swang. That ship really swung. Swing, swang, swung. When am I posting the vid? It will be up at 10 a.m. Central Time. Every video I post is at 10 a.m. Central Time. Makes it easy for lunches and everything. I know it's so far away. I'm sorry. But we've kept it 2 a week every week since the channel started. And come January, we're going to have a whole year. That's alright. The video will be waiting for you when you get home then. I think we're going to have to do one more rotation in order to get this as close as possible. I guess we're going for 250. Which is fine, but we got to do a whole nother rotation just to finish emptying this tank evenly. And if anybody's wondering why I'm being so focused on getting this to be an even orbit, it's because I don't know which direction I'm going to end up having to swing. I don't know our orientation right now in line with Dres. I have my transfer window chart open, and once we F5, I'll zoom out and look at the two. But if I have to do a large time skip, I don't want to be firing the engines at the apoapsis because the periapsis is the one that I need to expand, and I need to expand a whole bunch of extra, or expend a whole bunch of extra energy in that direction. By keeping it equal, it makes it, you know, I have to expend the same amount of energy no matter which direction I face. Or at least closer to the same amount of energy, hopefully. Inclination and angles and orbital alignment can get into play there, and then things get weird. I'm not gonna lie, go for KSP 1 if you wanted to have KSP. KSP 2, not worth it. I bought it day of release. And that sounds awesome. 3D SFS. That sounds phenomenal. Ah, fair. Very fair. I get told I'm running on a beast, which is not untrue. I just rebuilt this machine right before the YouTube started. Funny enough, it wasn't for the YouTube. I just needed an upgrade after 3 years, but kind of worked out well, lined up with everything. All right, we're in alignment. We're going to fire the engines for their last little jaunt. And that's enough. All right. Goodbye, extra tanks. See? They safely sail away from us. Good distance, no explosion. F5. That's a good question, and my best guess would be my buddy Micro Pig. I'm not 100% certain about that, but he's the first person who comes to mind in the thousands, because he's nearing 5K if he hasn't breached over it already. He's a really talented and cool guy. He does exclusively Minecraft content. Him and I met on a previous server. He has, yeah, does he have more than 27 subs? Yeah, he got nearing 5,000. Yeah, he's fantastic, really wholesome, really sweet guy, and he's been doing phenomenal with his craft. I actually pinged him earlier this week, I think it was, talking about a future project that him and I are going to be working on far, far in the future, but like, anybody who's interested in Vince lore, there's some foreshadowing for the day. It's going to be pretty cool stuff. Alright, Dres, set target. What's our inclination and orbital setup right now? It's a little bit close to us. We might want to do a rotation. We're going to F5. How long do you mean long form content? Like, we're talking like 2 to 4 hours? More? Less? I need to accelerate time faster than this. We're gonna go to Space Center. Because I've been experimenting with posting like 30 minutes to hour-long vids. Especially since some of the games that I've been playing this fall are just more lending themselves to that. Oh, more than 2 minutes. Gotcha, gotcha. Because I was gonna say, I am not gonna lie, there have been some ideas that I have had while watching other YouTubers and been inspired by them for like second channels. But they'd end up being like 3.5 hour long videos that would take 2 months to produce. Gotcha, gotcha. I'm probably going to be posting some 1 to 2 hour long videos at the end of this year though, like either massive compilations of lore and information for people who want to catch up with stuff. Oh, Apollo 11, Apollo 11. Ooh, fantastic stuff. All right, we're going to accelerate time now. I'm going to get ourselves lined up so that I'm in line with my chart so that I can read it. And then we're just going to go zoom. Time go zoom. And then right around here. No. Darn it, I was looking at the wrong... Ah. I'll take a peek at it for you. Yeah, for sure, Georgie. I'm gonna have to do this over again, though, because I made a little bit of an oopsie there. I was locking onto Jewel with my eyes because I was comparing to another track, and it's like, no, that's not how that works. Alright. So we're going to try that one more time. This is our target, Dres. Buddy. Okay. Eyes on the prize. It's like one of those really crappy street games. Follow the card. Follow the stone under the cup. Like the one that Toph beat in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Alright, what about that? That might be a good line. Okay, let's try that. I'm gonna try that real quick and see how that looks. So because we are trying to go outwards, we're gonna fire towards the direction that the planet is going. Space. Yes, Mossy. It's rocket science. It's your best friend. Math. Set target. Are we too early? It looks like we're too early. Let me adjust some inclinations just to make sure. What if we do a little bit earlier like that? Does that go too far? Nope, we're just too early. Yeah, I call this fun. Space. Alright, so I think what we're going to want to do then is we'll F5 here, and then we're going to accelerate time a little bit further than this. Brain be unexisting. MKM! Welcome in! Yeah, we're gonna go to the tracking station. We're just gonna accelerate time. We need to... Regular viewer of the stream, Georgie. Yes, sir. Fantastic to see you back again. We're gonna see if we can get this. Is that too much? What about a little bit more? That. Let's try that. Alright, and then we're going to adjust this. And then see what we get. Not better. Not by a lot, at least. Wait. Nope, that's not better either. Ah. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to play the waiting game, folks. Catch you later, Georgie. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, we're gonna play the waiting game. We're gonna go to Kerbal Space Center, go to the tracking station, let time move a little bit. I don't know why, but I know better than to question these things at this point. I've gotten lineups outside of the inclination windows many times before. My first intercepts were all done outside of inclination windows because I didn't know what they were. See, so this got worse. So that tells me we've made a mistake. We got to go further back. Okay, gotcha. All right. Where are the stars? Let's check this. Heck yeah, MKM. Happy to see you. We're gonna see if we can't get ourselves a nice lineup with Dres. I think we got to go further back in time. Further back, we got to go back in time. And if we get further back enough, we might... Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now we go to the KSC. We go to the tracking station. We went too far ahead the first time, and I think that's what messed us up. We need Dres to be really, really far ahead of us. Something like almost 90 degrees, like 70 degrees, something like that. Like, that's obtuse still. We just want to get slightly into the acute range. We'll start here. Better to be a little bit earlier. KSC, not KFC. The Kerbal Space Center, not Kentucky Fried Chicken Center. Well, that would be KFCC. Carbon copy, CC. Acronym tangent aside. What's the best? That's the best. Okay. Then we go out. Set target. Ooh, that's a close one. That's closer. Way closer than anything we've been dealing with before. Come on. No! Oh, we're so close. We're so close. We can do this. We can do this. Well, that was no good. Accidentally grabbed it. Alright, their distance is 8,000 meters. If we give it more juice, will it go closer? Come on. Come on now. There we go. Cooperate. That just means you needed this sleep, though, MKM. want to see if I can't get this a little bit closer manually. Nope. I don't know if this is going to be a good intercept or not. I don't know if this one's going to be worth it. We might have to, because this is one of the things that I do off cam a bajillion times before I get the right intercept. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, they come out cleanly on their own. But a lot of the time it's this, just going round and round and round until I get just the right window. Let me, first of all, let me hop back to a perspective that actually makes sense. There we go. We already F5'd, I think. We'll do it again, and then we're gonna accelerate time just a little bit. Let's just move like a day or two. Because we're getting close to an intercept, but we need it to be just right. I think also because of the way this planet is pitched. Or it's because of the way that our orbit is pitched. Either or. Both are bad. Neither good. It's the game with the kaboom. That's one way to put it, my dude. That is one way to put it. We already had a couple of kabooms earlier due to issues with staging. Ooh, that's a close intercept. Let's see here. Can we... Why do I have all this open? Stop showing me this. Game, I don't need that data right now. That's just a bunch of extra screens on my stuff. I don't need it. I like how it also gets bigger as I zoom out so that it's even more in my way. Thank you so much, Gabe. One of these days, I'm gonna uninstall KSP2, and it'll be because of stuff like this. Because it's just so annoying. Like, how am I supposed to get any kind of information right now? I can't actually mess with my maneuver node because everything's blocking me. I think I still need to wait. I'm gonna try reloading real quick because I can't do anything. This game. See? Now I can see. There we go. Alright. Now we work with this. Reset our target. Can we force it with just a bunch of rocket fuel, huh? That would be funny, but not ideal. Okay. Then let's try to inch a little bit closer again. It's not the most attractive solution to the problem, but it does solve the problem. Alright. How about this? Is this better? Will this work? Please tell me it'll work. Heck yeah, MKM. Be sure to vote then in this week's upcoming stream vote. determine what you want to see, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting... Oh, my mouse is locked right now. I can't... There we go. My mouse was locked to the controller. I couldn't adjust it no matter what I did. Okay, what if I add a maneuver plan here? I can't get data on how much it's going to cost, but if I did this, would this work? Wait, was that it? No, that was just the nodes flipping. There we go. That looks like that's pretty cheap. Okay, we're going to have to do a secondary adjustment, but we're going to do this. We'll try it. We'll try it. Hopefully this inclination will get us where I really hope this works. Fingers crossed. We won't know until it's done. Because we're going to be burning about 1/3 of the fuel. I'm expecting to burn hopefully no more than 10% with the adjustment. And then somewhere between 1/4 and 1/3 to brake. And then once we do all of that, we'll detach. And hopefully the remaining 20-ish% will be enough to bring us back because of the huge reduction in weight we'll experience. We will see. Now that we're lined up properly, we're going to time warp towards the maneuver node. Good stuff. Music's changing for us. Bum 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 bum. I probably will never shut up about the music in this game. I will never shut up about the mechanics in this game either, but it'll always be coupled with commentary about the music. Because the music be fire. Alright, I don't think this engine is activated right now, so we're gonna crank up the fuel at 2 seconds. And then activate. Yep, there we go. I do like the color they came up with for all this, too. They said that it was rooted pretty heavily in the science of all of this. I don't care whether it's rooted in the science of all this or not. It looks amazing. Do you mean that in, like, the fact that it's very iconic MKM? Because I could definitely agree with that. It doesn't have any vocals, but it's like, it sticks with you, and it's pretty solid. It's very good for the background. I think that's something that Minecraft did really well, too, was the background stuff. Yeah, it's good. Solid stuff. Yeah, now we just push. The ship just pushes itself forward for a little while. We should end up right around 4,000 meters per second left in this tank. If all goes well, I think. If my projections are right and all goes well. That is true. The background in Minecraft also just has by its nature, especially in the caves, a very unsettling and spooky atmosphere. This is 100% factual. got decent hopes right now for Jebediah's success with this mission. SCP. Mood. Big mood there. Alright, closing in on the end of the burn. Boom. It's still set as my target, so it looks like we might be a little bit... Oh, there we go, okay. So let's adjust our angle. There we go. Okay, why isn't that closing in? What's our distances here? Come on. You can do it. It's like a crashing trajectory. Oh no, that's kilometers, not meters. I was gonna say, that's crazy. Wait, there we go. Let's focus on Dres for a minute. Look at that. That works. Okay, cool. And it will only cost 900, which will put us above half of the tank left. It's not ideal, but if it gets us there, it gets us there. I just hope we have enough to get back, like I said. That's fair, MKM. Yeah, because you're in the farthest stretch of... Yeah. Time zones are not fun like that, because no matter where you go, some time zone's gonna end up worse for the wear. It is unfortunate. I make the joke on the servers a lot of the time that the server time is absolute time and all other time is made up. But that's only to rectify the fact that no matter what you do, somebody's time zone's gonna end up being at a disadvantage, which is unfortunate. Alright, we're gonna burn in a little bit. We're gonna time warp to the burn. I don't know what these experiments are that's getting interrupted over and over again with not enough resources. We'll run our experiment here, though. Yeah. That's a big one. I'm not gonna lie, I shift my sleep schedule on a regular basis to make meetings with people on both sides of the ponds more easily. Because otherwise it would be near impossible to coordinate a lot of the stuff that I schedule. Alright, we're gonna transmit back the data that we've gotten so far, because we've got a decent amount now. Cool. And we're prepping for our adjustments. This should get us our intercept with Dres. This will be interesting if it works. Tiny little dwarf planet. It also really depends on how fast we're moving when we go past it. If we're going crazy fast, there's going to be a problem. The hydrogen engines really do simplify this stuff, though. Very similar to the nuclear engines, where it's just like, yep, you just get one big stage that takes you from one planet to the other. And it's much more dependable than most of the Methalox setups, because they just burn fuel. This sips in comparison. And like I said before, once this thing sheds a bunch of its weight, I have a feeling it's going to be a lot lighter. Oof, destroying a table accidentally. That's no good. Alright, and then turning off engine in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cut off. Close that. Figure out what we need to do here. Because we've got a little bit of differences. Now let's get ourselves a close-up on this. And then we'll adjust this to meet our needs here. There we go. That should be much, much better. That should be almost the ideal intercept we're going to get with our current setup. Point towards our target. Rotate. Fire again. 25 meters per second worth of fuel. 25 meters per second of delta V. And then we'll just sail right there. One other thing I should probably do as we get further away from the sun, or our main star, whatever you want to call it, is extend out our panels, or at least half of them, so that we can increase our uptake of electricity. Because while we do have those radiothermal isotopic generators, we're also free spinning this thing pretty aggressively. So keeping those all the batteries topped up so that we can just spin and spin would be great. Alrighty, we're pointed. Accelerate to point, or accelerate to maneuver. Second acceleration because we're still 2 minutes away and it's a 2-second burn. Adjust thrust limiter down to increase the time of burn, at least so that it might be more manageable. Alright, we sail in. And right around the 2-second mark, we'll fire. We don't need to be dead on. But this gives us more control. Whole week. I spent 7 days on the last video on this KSP Tylo mission. That took 7 days to get that landing right, which is why I didn't go save Valentina yet, is because it's a lot of work. Oh wow, MKM, that's whack. That is absolutely insane. Alright, let's go into Dres. Focus. Point on the line. They're gone. Fair. Well, we're about to park around Dres, which is going to be phenomenal. 161 days. Yeah, okay. I'm really careful because I don't want to accidentally click the other line, which would take us all the way past the event that we want to go to. Alright, here we are. The intercept. Oh wait, that was the wrong button. So where is it? Should be around us now. We're going to point ourselves in the inverse, and we're going to look for it. There it is. See that little rock right there? That's our target. Near certain. It's the only thing at this range that would reflect it all at that, because it's just a little rock. There we go. Okay. So 3 hours to our main intercept point. We're traveling 1,500. We're going to burn half the fuel to brake. That's fine. That is fine. I will call this acceptable. We're going to start our research real quick. Extend out the remaining panels. There we go. Oh, those are not... I thought that those were flat, but they are not flat. It's a good thing I'm never going to have to look at that satellite again. Because, oh my gosh, would that drive me insane. That would drive me loony. That is fair, MKM. I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for popping in, my dude. Alright, we're going to go further in. We're going to transmit back our data. Point at our retrograde. And burn out about, somewhere around half our fuel. Sounds great, my dude. I'll be looking forward to seeing you then. 800 science points from that report. May the power be with you. By the power of Grayskull! Thrust limiter is set to 100%. Retrograde burn. Off we zoom. We're just gonna empty that tank slowly. Probably expending about 7 tons of mass. And that will get us in an orbit. We'll release the satellite, which will start shedding weight. And then we're going to contemplate where exactly we want to drop off the craft, where we want to separate the two crafts from each other. Because the higher in orbit we do it, the easier it's going to be on the return shuttle. Less fuel expended, because the further down it goes, the further back up it has to reverse when it wants to leave. But also the more work will be done on the landing shuttle. We'll have to see. We will see. Things are looking pretty good, though. Almost nominal. There we go. It's starting to really slope. And now we're getting a wrap. There we go. Yeah. Let's go down to a parking altitude of 5,000 kilometers. It won't cost too much to get that low. And at least then we'll be much, much closer, so it'll be much easier to strike that. Because, you know, docking is essentially getting two things moving faster than bullets to softly tap one another without obliterating everything within a kilometer radius or more. It's a very finicky process. It's amazing that we managed to do it in real life. Ever. Let alone the consistency that we now manage to do it with. It's a feat of human engineering and greatness. It's so cool. Oh, it's got a ring around it. I've never seen that before. That's cool. Will that destroy things, though? That's my new concern. Will that wreck things that get too close to it? That's curious. There we go. Right around 5,000 meters. We've got roughly a third left in the tank. First thing we're going to do is we are going to release this. Let go, buddy. There we go. Decouple. And then you are going to have your antennae extended. And your job's done. Sail through space forever, buddy. Increase network coverage. That's your purpose. It's like, what is my purpose? You increase network coverage. Oh my god. And since we gave it a rotation, it should be gone now. That looks really cool at that angle. Look at that. That's nice. Like I said, this was kind of a nothing planet in KSP1. So that is cool. I think it's having a hard time doing fuel calculations now that it's figured out that things are about to get wonky. We'll bring ourselves down lower. We'll have our altitude again. This will get more expensive as we get lower, but doing it one more time will at least make it easier to target everything because we're not dealing with the debris or the other components and their arcs and whatnot. Which I don't need to deal with. I don't need that. Alrighty, and then we are going to park ourselves right there. That's much cleaner. Alright. And then real quick, before we do anything else, I'm going to hit the pause button real fast. I'm going to hit this button, and I will be back in just a second. I need to go refill my water. Apologies. Alrighty, we are back in action and ready to go. Sorry for the quick delay. Let's get back to it. So, now that we've gotten here, we're going to F5. And I think I'm going to try and disconnect the two crafts now. I think that's going to be the best option here, and we're just going to see how that floats out. We're going to extend the antennae for the remote craft, because otherwise it won't get signal, and then we're going to go boop. And that doesn't look like it's going well on that side, so we're going to accelerate time real quick. There we go. Things sailed apart properly now. Cool. Because that was a whole bunch of garbage. Anybody who was here at the start of the stream, that was garbage to build. Alright. Happy that at least didn't destroy everything. Now we've got ourselves our main lander. It's time to bring ourselves down in orbit. Oh. This side and that way instead, please. Oh no, not like that though. We really don't need to expend that much fuel to bring ourselves way lower in orbit. Okay. Let's go for 100. 100,000 meters. 10 kilometers. Yeah, like that. Okay, cool. Point towards that. Accelerate time. That will get us a further gap from all the other stuff too, which will make sure that we don't hit anything with the drive flume. Alright, now we're just gonna calmly sail down like we're landing on a moon or something, but it's another planet that we've never landed on before on cam. Yay! Oh, actually good times though. As long as we can make it back, which I think we might. I think we'll be able to make it back. This feels almost like the Minmus of planets. In that Minmus is insanely cheap and easy. Once you get to it, it's just so cheap to land and fly around and everything. Let's see what these... Oh! Those look nice. I doubt they're composed of anything. If I get closer, they probably unrender, which is sad, but that looks nice. And there's the target. Alright. Now we just kill off a bunch of the speed here. Circularize. There we go. Alright. Yeah, considering the cost of going down there is this cheap so far, I have an inkling that it's going to be very easy to redock the ships, and we might even have enough reaction. We might have enough leftover fuel that we might be able to get a decent amount of push back home from it. Alright, let's accelerate towards the point now that we're pointed properly. Orientated where we need to be. What are those angle lines? They don't make any sense. For a second I thought they were signal lines, but they don't go to anywhere. So... I'm at a loss. Glitches, I guess. And burn. get ourselves a clean circle. And then I need to know, I don't know whether this planet is tidally locked or not. I doubt it is. I doubt it is. I bet you it rotates normally, which means we should give it a minute. Yeah, it rotates. Okay, good, good. It rotates pretty quick too. Okay. Because we want this on the sunny side. It'll be way easier to see what's going on if it's actually lit. And then it looks like we'll get a crisscross with it. If I start burning right about here, what will that get us? Yeah, like that. How much does that thing move in that time? Oh, yes, that's perfect. That's, like, ideal. Because it'll move a little bit more. Yes, yes, okay. Because it's going to move a little bit more as we move down. So we'll fire preemptively. And then as the crater shifts, we should end up lined up nicely with it. A lot of this is eyeballing and just practice on moons like Minmus and stuff, along with having to deal with atmospheric drag, which is a whole nother beast when you need to cancel that stuff out. Ooh, that might have been a little bit too much. We'll see. We'll see. Oh. That seems workable to me. We have so much fuel though. This lander was so overbuilt for purpose. We could hop around this planet multiple times, Dres. We could hop around it so many times like it was Minmus. But there's no biomes in this game, so no benefit to doing that. Instead, let's get a lot of our straight up and down removed. Something more like that. Maybe even get a little bit wider because we want to make sure that we actually get close. We don't want to go for a long walk. And my perspective of this planet might be a little bit askew, so we'll have to adjust ourselves because we have so much fuel. We'll go a little bit over target. And then we'll point ourselves back straight up and down. And we'll use this to try and cancel out most of the gravity's acceleration. Or at least some of it, not most. That's too much even there, so we're gonna wait some time now. Now we cancel out a lot of this. And that should help us. There we go. Closing in. Because this perspective, while it looks very cool, doesn't give us much data. This one does. There we go. We'll let ourselves accelerate up a little bit more. And now we're going to cancel all that out. There we go. I like how that doesn't even actually connect with the ground. If you can see, it's way off the surface of the planet. Phenomenal design. We'll do our science here. Extend out our landing gear. We'll let ourselves build up a little bit of speed because it's nothing we can't cancel out. Alright. I think this will work. Let's see. All signs point to green. Final descent. Within a few kilometers of the goal. Chase that point a little bit. We're gonna bump it and do a little bit of a hop, close in even more. Fortunately, like I said earlier, this lander is overbuilt for purpose. We could execute a full hop after landing if we wanted to, and still have enough fuel to take off, orbitalize, and then rendezvous. Don't think that's going to be necessary here, though. Alright, we're gonna thread the needle. Within half a kilometer, nearly within a quarter kilometer of target. Doesn't even look like there's anything specific here that needs to be... I think this is more just an area that's been marked out. Decel. Last second decel, there we go. And engine kill, there we go. No, 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 no. Do not do that. You're not supposed to do that, fam. You have enough reaction mass, and your weight is low enough. I did not come all this way to mess up that tiny little section of the landing. Oh no. We're pointed the wrong way. And we just broke his support rod. Oh, no. Come on, come on, come on. Right up. Right up. We lost one of our landing gears, so this got a little bit more difficult now. I was so confident I did an F5. I was also exceptionally focused. Alright, there we go. We're going to cancel out all our left, right, up, down. And then we'll coast in on gravity. And we're going to pray that four landing gear is enough. I worry that the control wheel we have on board might not be enough, even though this gravity is so low because of the uneven terrain, which is saddening, but we've dealt with worse before. Come on, buddy. We're going to turn off... Oh, nope. We're going to turn the engine gimbal back on. Because that did not help the situation. You know what? New idea. I've done it before. This isn't the ideal situation to be doing, obviously. Because, you know, this isn't landed. This is on its side. But I have launched crafts like this before, so let's see if it's possible first. First, let's do the mission. Considering the low gravity, we might even be able to use a trick I've used before to get them pitched up at the right angle. First, we go to the tertiary dibs. Platinum. Gaming, yes. Indeed, Auburn. This is gaming. Am I gaming now? Is this what you're supposed to do? Landing rockets sideways after all that flight. Ah. We made it. Alright. So I'm assuming we have to do something at this point. One of the best animations they added to this whole game. There we go. There we go. We marked the Eye of Dres now. So what am I missing in the mission? Did I mess up? No, there we go. Good. Okay. I was gonna say, what part of the mission am I missing right now, fam? Did it break itself? Did the glitch happen? Because if the glitch happened, we have to restart. How is Kerbal going? Well, we landed sideways, and the entire ship might have blown up. Please hold for confirmation. Nope, ship is still intact, or as intact as it was. So now we're going to try and get on board and try and get off this rock. Okay. We'll do a quick save here just in case something dumb happens. Come on. Come on, buddy. You can do it. We don't have all the reaction mass in the world to be spinning these monopropellants like this. Come on. Gonna turn that off for a sec. Let's try and do a spin. This is a method I have used more than once before. You spin the ship, you get some inertia going, you bounce, and then you jump. Welcome to the hidden strategies to when you mess up in KSP. I'm gonna pull out the sacred texts. The sacred texts of bad ideas. Haha! Got it! I got it! Oh, yes! Straight up and down we go. Does it think that I'm still moving across the ground? That was a glitch in KSP1 when you would do that. Sometimes it would think that you're still moving across the ground. Alright, we're gonna give ourselves some thrust and get ourselves up in the air. A good apoapsis. I forget which direction our orbit was before this, so I'm a little bit concerned about how we're going to do that one, but we do not have an arc yet. Okay. Looks like we go to the west. I'm assuming. I might have to go completely in the opposite direction in a minute, but we gotta choose a direction to orbitalize around. Yeah, I might have to reload once we get up there in order to get all my orbital lineups back. Bet you it's still convinced that I'm on the surface, rolling around. Oh, I'm so happy that worked on the first try. Sometimes those can take quite a while, but this ship's got decent control on it. I'm surprised it didn't land cleanly on the first shot, but I was too committed to, you know, mess around. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much juice. There we go, that'll be fine. 1,700 kilometers. Alright, we're gonna run science here, because apparently there's science that can be run here. We're gonna go outside and do quick science out here, because apparently there's science that can be done out here. There we go, crew observation. As he spins around. There we go. Alright. F5, F9, please give me my orbital lines back, game. I would really appreciate that. And it doesn't. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do real quick. I'm going to save the game. I'm going to click this. And I'm going to restart the game from scratch. One sec. These are the problems with KSP2. I wish they'd fix them, but they are what they are. Alright, here we go. We should be back in action. And we have no orbital lines still. Okay. So we're gonna fly by wire then. Or not even. We're just gonna do it by the seat of our pants. We're gonna fly by the seat of our pants and do the best we can. And maybe it'll give it to us once we fully orbitalize. Maybe it'll realize the mistake in its behavior. For now, though, we'll flip ourselves around and we'll wait. Oh, it still thinks I need to do... Oh, it thinks that I'm in the lowlands, so it wants me to do an EVA to get lowlands science. Wow. Yeah, it is really glitching out right now. I did not like that spin-up maneuver. It did not like that. We will make it work. Theoretically, this ship might have enough fuel to actually take itself back home, but... no. But how about no? How about we use the return vessel that was designed for that purpose? So, now we just gotta wait a few. I don't want to accelerate this because of the fact that it's already being buggy in the first place, and accelerating it might cause it to, like, slam me into the ground or something dumb. So we're just gonna wait until we reach altitude. Then we'll fire our orbitalizing burn. There's gotta be a max height for ground that the game has to, like, after that point, just accept that you're in orbit. I feel like that would be the simple solution to this kind of coding problem. You know what? Let's see here. Alright, how about this? Yep, I am moving on an arc. Alright, fine. I say fine. What I might try to do is once we get close, I'll try to undock the lower section and the upper section. Maybe that will cause the craft to update. And then I can just RCS the return pod back to its vessel, dock it, and then send it on back home. That might solve this. We'll see. I'm unsure now that the whole game reload didn't fix it. Shows you they probably didn't do a lot of bug testing, though, for landing conditions, because it's a pretty standard mistake to land on your side, and I'm not gonna lie, as far as I can tell, the roll, while I think I figured it out on my own, it's been a long time since I figured out that strategy, it's kind of a no-brainer, so I feel like a lot of people would use it, so I don't know how they wouldn't correct for it, like... set a maximum altitude. Be like, after 100,000 meters of altitude, they're not on the planet anymore. Give them an arc. They're no longer on the ground. Guaranteed. Because we're not on the equatorial ridge landed on Dres right now. Computer. If I send my dude out, they're not going to be able to scoop up a surface sample. You know why? Because we're 1,000 kilometers off the ground. 1,000. And we're just a little bit over halfway to the altitude that we're going to orbitalize at because this planet's gravity is nothing. I just wish it didn't have this glitch, because this is going to be terrible for rendezvous. Oh, rendezvous is going to be a nightmare because of lineups and everything. There's our target. Not that it helps much. Alright, there we go. There's some real speed. And then right as we get up to that top altitude, we should level out on the horizon line. Right there. There. Wow, we've landed at the Eye of Dres again. Game. I shake my head. SMH. SMH, fam. Alright. F5. F9. Give me circle. Give me circle, please. No! Oh, alright. Fine. I will attempt to do a visual rendezvous. This is going to be awful. And it's going to cost a lot of fuel. But it should be possible. It should be possible, especially in this low gravity. That's really going to make this more feasible. Otherwise, this would just be purely fanciful, made-up nonsense that's impossible at all stops. That's probably the best we're going to get to start with. Okay. So we set our target, right? And how we're going to try to overcome this is we're going to cancel out all of our inertia, all of the speed between us and our target so that we're moving at the same speed, but we're obviously not next to them. So that we're going to point ourselves towards our goal, and we're going to burn like heck so that we can get closer to them. Like that. And then we point towards target. Because 2 meters per second is negligible, especially at this gravity. And then we're going to go ba-boom. And we're going to head straight for them. At a very decent clip. Yeah, let's call it 200 meters per second. Then we're going to F5, and we're going to accelerate time. And this should bring us closer to them. Like that. Because of the fact that we can't use orbital mechanics because we don't have our circle, we have to go really dummy with the approach, which is just high speed, cancel out all of the speed spent, then do it again, rinse and repeat until within actual proximity to target. What we're going to do here is we're actually just going to burn on the other side of this circle, and that will force the prograde to get in line with it. There we go. On target, good. Right now, if we weren't to cancel, though, we would just leave the sphere of influence completely. So we will have to completely cancel out our inertia, or our speed. But I need to figure out where they are in relation to us now. They should be right there. Yep, okay. So now we're going to get ourselves closer. Closer, closer, closer. If I have to fly this entire ship home on manual, I'm gonna be pissed, by the way. Because doing this kind of intercept for a rendezvous is one thing. Doing this kind of intercept between planets That's a no-go, sir. That's a no, boss. There we go. Right there. There's our craft. Here we go. Yes. Ha On manual. I literally I have nothing besides basic targeting controls, and we managed to pull that off. Oh, that's impressive. Yes. Yes. Not supposed to be able to do that. Alright. Canceling out that last little bit of speed here. There we go. 0.1 meters per second. Fine. Control from here. Not the adapter. The plug. There we go. The port. Set that as our target. Angle ourselves towards it. Control from here. Set that as our target. Angle that to point towards it. Okay. Set that one to target lock. Alright, we're gonna F5 here. First things I'm gonna try, actually, is I'm just gonna try the standard pass. Actually, what's in the thumbnail here, because I've done this pass before. We line everything up, and then we go boom. And we just manually coast forward towards our target. No RCS. Does it still think it's landed? It still thinks it's landed! That might cause a problem when we dock with this new craft, but we'll see. We'll see. Oop, we got a little bit of slop here. Angle, please. Thank you. If we can pull off this catch without RCS, I'll be extra happy. That's how I normally like to do these. But I really do hope this thing doesn't get all messed up when it docks to this, and then it's like, you're landed now. No. No, we're in space. Please confirm. Oh, we're on target. This is clean. This is clean. No RCS necessary. Ba-boom! Ports have merged. We did our job. Okay, where are we now? We're in high... Yes! The glitch is fixed! We can go home! Yes! Okay, goodbye, glitchy lowlands problem. F5. And then, again, another F5. Thank you, quick save. Because I'm not dealing with that here. Alright, now we just need to get our inclinate. We just need to get the planets to line up properly, and we can go home. And this is actually really close to what we need. This is not far off from what we used to get here. Let's see what a trip home right now would look like if we just tried to pull it off. Because we've got over 3,000 meters per second of fuel. I'm assuming it's going to take us somewhere between probably about 1,500 to get there. Oh, no. That's not what I wanted to do. We're going to want to go this way. We're going to want to do that. And then we shrink everything down. Set that as the target. Now let's see here. We don't have anything with it yet, huh? Yeah, no, we got... Wait. Oh, there's something. Yeah, it's way out of phase. We gotta wait. Because it would be here when we get to the here, and that's obviously way out of phase. Okay, cool. So we hit it with the good old F5, zippity zap. And then let's just let the timer go real quick, see where this takes us. Because if we wait until things are like... What about this? Same problem? What the heck? Okay, then we'll wait longer. We'll wait until it's there. And we'll try that. Let's see if this works. Come on. We're better. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to wait. We also can't be going too fast once we get there unless we plot ourselves on a crashing trajectory. Because if we're going faster than 2,000 meters per second, it's going to be very, very hard to do a break because we don't have the fuel to accomplish it. For now, though, let's just see what happens if we let things go even further. Because what about something like this? See, we're getting more twisted, too, which is not good for our... There we go. Okay. See, it's getting more expensive, too. It's not getting better as we get further off in time. It's getting more expensive, and we're getting more and more twisted. I could try to pull off an atmospheric capture. I don't have a lot of equipment for it. Half of the ship might detonate, but if it didn't, we'd be sitting pretty. Let me see here. Let's see what we can do. Because that level of precision is difficult, even in the best of circumstances. Ooh, there we go. That's a lineup. Okay, okay. Come on. Come on, you're close. Come on, we can do this. We can make this match. Nope. This way. We might want to set up to do an adjustment burn anyways. Because as I get closer and closer, it's going to be harder and harder to do it on this big burn as it is. So I'll probably just work with this if I can get away with it. Oh, that was a good chunk of range right there. There we go. Yep, there we go. Cool. Okay, good, good. We'll work on warping that once we get it, but that should be where we want to start. Cool beans. All right. Accelerating to the time point because we're close to it, and this ship should zip right around to where we want it to be orientated. Alright. Yeah, we're looking great. We'll accelerate things up. We'll do the 1 minute burn. It's going to take a little bit less than half of the available fuel. So I'm thinking atmospheric braking is going to be the way to go. Atmospheric capture could easily destroy the entire ship, but it will also save a ridiculous amount of fuel if pulled off properly. And if pulled off improperly, as long as I disconnect the two craft, the pod can take the heat. It's just the hydrogen engine ship can't. That would normally be left parked in orbit, but this is all speculative too, based on speed. So for now, let's just get ourselves there. 3, 2, 1, boom. Is this pointed backwards? It's pointed backwards. How much did we just burn? Oh, that's painful. Let's look here real quick. Did we get an autosave recently? Yes. We're gonna load the autosave real quick because the ship is currently trying to control from the command pod, which is facing the wrong way. In order to fix that, we need to go into the command pod stuff. Where is it? There it is. Control from here. There we go. Now it's pointed in the proper direction. It's mildly important for getting this. Oh no, did I get that afterwards? Darn it. Alright, fine. At least I know it's here. The intercept is here. Oh wait, no. I'll bet you the intercept was there. My bad. Here's what we gotta do. We select Earth again. Kerbin. As our target. That gives us this information. Then we play with the nav ball until we get the intercepts we need. Like that. We'll be rougher with this because we already know how it goes. There we go. Got it. Alright, we'll work with this. F5. And we are facing the right way. I'm gonna make sure we are right now. We were not. F5. Alright, let the whole ship adjust. I'm gonna take a quick water check, and then we will fire, and hopefully we'll be on our way home. Alrighty. We'll accelerate to our point. That was quick. And the burn's only a minute and a second long. 101. Alright. Then I'm anticipating an adjustment burn immediately following that. And then once the adjustment burn is done, we should hopefully just sail straight into the atmosphere is my goal. I don't want to even risk it. We might try to do a decel burn on our way there if we end up having enough fuel to, you know, adjust a few things, but I think we'll shoot straight there. Welcome back, Georgie. You're just in time for our return trip. We're just about to fire the rockets that will take us back. Alright, we got 20 seconds, and then we will be... Hopefully, I really hope we're on course. I hope the maneuver node isn't lying to me or anything. After flying all that way on manual because of that bug, I don't need more of this. I do not request more. I request less. What paperwork do I need to fill out? What bureaucracy must I pass? There we go. That looks like the direction it's supposed to go, unlike the misfire we had a little bit ago. That's the right direction. The remaining 2,000 meters per second is just going to be used to ensure that we strike the atmosphere, I think. As long as we do that, no matter at what altitude we assure it, it will happen. Oh no, we overshot. We overshot. We must reverse. I want to get an intercept so that I can just zoom in on Earth, or Kerbin, and just... It's the Earth analog. I always get all these planets mixed up because I just reference them in tone to, you know, what everybody knows. Our planets. Actually, we'll target on target, and that should help. Come on. Is it not set to target? Let me look here. It should be targeted around Kerbin. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you're set to target. Okay. Well then, I guess we're just gonna have to do an adjustment burn. Fine. Fine, game. I see you, and I raise you adjustment burn that fixes all my problems. Internet mode, rah. Fair. Oop, there we go. There's our intercept? No? There's our intercept, yep. And that's far. That's far apart. I don't want far apart. Is it cheap to fix? Tell me it's cheap to fix, game. Oh, there we go. Got it. Oh, wrong way. This way. Like that. There we go. No. Georgie, what is going on? Alright, now we are going to point at the target, and we'll burn for 6 seconds to make this adjustment that will hopefully actually... Because we need to get the capture, and then once we get the capture, we're going to do even more adjustments to make sure that we actually slide right in. We actually hit the atmosphere, because now I'm near certain we do not have enough fuel to slow ourselves down for a proper braking maneuver. Near certain. Hey, Georgie, buddy. Seriously, tone it down a bit, or the mods are gonna have to hit you. Hit you with the hammer. The quiet hammer. And we don't want that. I don't mind getting excited. Not at all. But... that right there is dictionary spaghetti, okay? We don't need dictionary spaghetti. Ba-bang. Adjustment burn goes zoom. We got it! Can I focus? There we go. Thank you, game. Okay, so we have it now. This is what we're working with. First of all, let's just see how much we could burn. If we burned all of the fuel in the ship, would we actually get there? Would we get what we want? Come on. What happens if we burn... just 1,300... Nope, we don't have enough. Really? It just instantly does that? Wow, that's aggressive. So at 1388, which is the exact amount of fuel we have, we don't get anywhere. But if we get to... what's the next number? What was the number beyond that? 1395, and boom, we fall. Okay, I have an idea. Yeah. Yep, there are, Georgie. Alright, so here's the plan. We're gonna fall straight down like a rock, like an absolute brick. Will it work? I doubt it. That's why we're gonna F5 right now, because while this is the most direct strategy, I have high doubts on its efficacy. I'm heavily smashing the doubt button. But it would be funny if it does work. We got slowed down due to proximity to celestial body. Shocker. Alright, we're gonna point ourselves at straight backwards. And we're gonna burn every single ounce of fuel in this ship. Then we're going to disconnect it and run the monopropellant. I'm gonna find it laughable if this is the solution to the problem, because this is not how this is supposed to go. But also, considering all the trials and tribulations I've overcome to get here, I don't mind doing this ending part a little bit messy. It's not the end of the world. Alright. All of it. Get rid of all of the speed. This orbital velocity is a lot higher than I thought it would be. I'm not sure this is going to be the solution, but it's fine. We can try. We can try. Yeah, because we're still going 1,500 meters per second. Which is pretty whack. Now, if we undock and then switch crafts, And then flip ourselves around. And did this. So you get science for getting further. Each planet you go to and stuff like that gets you more science. KSP2 doesn't have any money mechanics. KSP1 does, though, and contracts for outer planets and stuff like that provide you with so much more money. But KSP2, this is for science mode, so it's only got the science in it. One of the many, many things that they just decided to hack off of KSP1 when they made KSP2, instead of at least keeping all the functions the same. There isn't currency, but there is the science tree. The science tree that I was explaining. Also, this didn't work. I thought it wouldn't work. Alright. Then we have to get more crafty with where we expend our fuel. We got this. We got this. So here's what we do. We got to adjust. We got to make a maneuver node. Why won't it let me... Oh, because there's already a maneuver node there. Okay. We make maneuver node here. We go to the main... Yeah, science is the currency for the research tree. Alright, so now we've got our focus on that, and we're gonna grab the thing. There we go. Good. Now we've got the thing. Okay. So now we need to adjust this. Let's see what we can do. That will make it go farther away, closer in. So we need to make this periapsis lower. That's what we're trying to do here. Don't know if that's going to be the spot to do it. What about here? Because this might give us more direct control. Yep, that's closer. Oh, I was like, that's almost going straight through it. That would be ideal. Well, we've nearly hit within the sphere of influence of the moon, or the mun. Thought they already had that in the game. Alright. We gotta get closer, closer. Nope. This one. A little bit of that. No, this. That got it further away, darn it. Okay, so more of this then. Nope. That'll help. This will help a lot. We need to get back to... Oh, this is going to be troublesome. I can already see that this is going to be trouble. This instead. There we go. We're at over... We're nearly 800,000 kilometers. Come on, come on. Come on, we just need to get below 10%, a factor of 10 more. Come on. This should be crazy easy. Nope, there we go. That's the pitch point there. So we adjust that here like that. And we get ourselves much, much closer to where we want to be. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to pull this off. Yes! Yes! Okay. So then we're just going to adjust. You know what? We're not even gonna, yeah, we're gonna F5 right here. F5. Okay, okay. Okay. We do got this. What are you talking about? We got this. We got this. I'm going to adjust the thrust limiter here down to 20%. Actually, I'll adjust it to 50%. We'll adjust the thrust limiter to 50%. Do I need to turn it down even more because of just the smallest amount? Okay, how about that? Alright, well, we're going to work with what we got. We'll try it. We'll bring it back to my original intuition of 20%. And we'll just work with that. Point ourselves at the target. Yeah, just 22 meters per second up here saves us 2.5 thousand meters per second if we try to do just a braking maneuver. And that right there is the trick. Because we might end up destroying this entire crap besides the landing pod. But guess what? Nothing besides the landing pod matters. If there was money in this game, I would be more inclined to save the rest of the crap. But because it doesn't cost anything to build this once it's been unlocked, there's no incentive. So instead we'll get ourselves right in line with things. And then we'll just burn until the orange bar at the bottom of the burn timer is gone, because we don't even have a stop burn time because of probably how little force we're going to be exerting here. So we'll just do the 20%. It'll be fine. Yeah, that worked out well. Let's check how that worked. My periapsis is close, but not good enough yet. I gotta do one more. Awesome, thank you, Georgie. Yeah, I gotta do one more adjustment burn now. To bring this even closer. Is it not giving me the periapsis of the new line? Just the old one? Oh, that's not great. And I'll bet you I'm going to be whizzing past at a crazy high speed now. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it from a different POV. Nope, it doesn't tell me any change in the periapsis here. Ah, this is bad. Alright, let's just try and go to it and see how this goes. Never played through War Thunder. Oh, what just happened? Did I just... Oh, time skip just skipped right past it, didn't it? Rude. This is why we quick save. Let's get ourselves closer. Yeah, I bet I clicked the wrong line, and it took me around the sun. Yep, we're moving faster than we were. What if we just tried to create a maneuver plan right here to slam us into the planet? Will it work? If the game will stop glitching? There we go. What if we just do this, huh? We have enough fuel to do that! We have enough fuel to do that, okay. So let's see, can we just scratch the atmosphere like that? Let's try this. Let's try to do an atmospheric capture. We'll end off stream with an atmospheric capture, and then we'll land Jebediah down, and that'll be the mission. Very clean 3-hour mission, too. I mean, there was a lot of bugs that happened with it, but we persevered through every single one. Speaking of which, I'm going to turn off this thrust limiter, too. Speaking of things we had to persevere through. The maneuver node being special. You're making all sorts of friends today, Georgie. Sounds great. Alright, catch you later. Alrighty. We are going to head closer. And then we'll burn 500 units of fuel. And then hopefully this atmospheric drag should really bring us down in speed. That's the goal now. It's all drag. We're probably going fast enough that we'd still end up looping around, but F5 is for that. I've rarely used these maneuvers because of how uncontrollable they are. You can do too much, you burn up. You do too little, you end up whizzing right out into space again. They're great for capturing around Joule, from my understanding, because it's a giant gas giant, and it's got big gravity, so if you can get an intercept that, you know, slides you right into the upper parts of its thicker atmosphere, it can save you a lot of fuel. But I don't use it because it could randomly end up firing you off in all sorts of directions. We're just gonna do that. That should be enough, I hope. Because we're moving fast. But not fast enough for the laws of physics to stop applying to us. And friction's big. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna have this set to undock at a moment's notice. Oh, can't lock that there when I'm doing this though. Okay, gotcha. Alright, well, let's just see how this goes. If we need to, we'll redo the incline. But hopefully this will just scoop up a bunch of atmosphere and we'll be set to go. Ah, the big ball. The big blue and white ball. Blue, white, and green. Habitable planets are few and far between. Here we go. Things are about to get very hot. Yep. Things are getting very toasty. Just a little bit warm. Just a little bit. I'm not sure if this will be enough. I'm not sure if this will be enough. Because we're moving so fast that we're just sailing right through the atmosphere. We're definitely slowing down. Welcome back. I don't know if this is gonna work. Everything's on fire. We're not slowing down enough. Nothing's got any problems, but oh. No problems, but I don't know if that was enough. I don't know if we slowed down enough. Nope, we didn't. Alright. We're gonna try that one more time. We're gonna dip even lower into the atmosphere this time. We're gonna dip even lower. We hit 50,000 meters that time. We're gonna hit 40,000 meters this time. Below that, I'm not sure the ship will be able to maintain integrity. Even at the high speeds that we're going, I don't think it'll be able to maintain, so... hopefully that's enough to work. Because otherwise I'm out of ideas. There we go, 40,000 meters. You know what? Fine. Oh, this ship might tear itself apart. It was never rated for these temperatures. It was never rated for atmospheric re-entry. In which case, I will just disconnect the pod. That is the plan. I will just disconnect the pod, and we will pray the pod can get clear of the debris field before all of the explosions rock their way up the structure. Alright, here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I should probably not block the speed numbers. There we go. Yeah, that's great. We're gonna make the ship rock even more, because it was naturally rocking, but we're gonna make it rock even more. And then we're gonna knock that off, because it's getting a little bit too toasty. We're bleeding more speed this time. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yep. Okay, we have consolidated down to a tiny cell, but they're still going. We're still going. The mission is still good. And one might consider this a win because now we haven't left space junk behind. It all just burned up. We are going fast still. They did get the plumes to be a lot better in this game too, in comparison to what they used to be. Far superior. Oh no, we're climbing an altitude and we're still going fast. Oh, but we have... Okay, so we've been captured. We've been captured, see? We might have to go around for a second loop, but we have successfully been captured. And we are on a degrading orbit. So yeah, we're gonna have to do another circle around. But we're good. We're good. Yeah, we gotta do another loop around the planet now. But we managed to lose all of the speed we needed to. Yes, success. If the ship had survived, we actually would have been able to repark it, but it couldn't take the heat. I'm surprised we didn't need to undock. The only thing that survived from the ship is the clamp, the docking port. It just hung on for dear life and made it with the ship. It just made it right along. Little ride along, buddy. Oh, okay. We're gonna accelerate time so that we go back around. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Here we go. Oriented the right way. And down we fall. This time, there won't be another trip around. Oh, we can get science, though. Cool. I'll take free science, even if it is tiny bits. There we go. No more fire. Deploying parachutes. Well, they're armed now. They'll deploy when they want to. Just in case they don't, we have 5. Yeah, so we had to pull out a lot of tricks today. But we ended up with a successful mission all the way out to Dres and back. Jebediah Kerman is now the first Kerbal besides Valentina to set foot anywhere for the first time. Which is awesome for him. Good job, sir. Proud of you. Also, Dres, way better in this game. I'm really happy with how those rings ended up looking. That was really cool. Reflecting on the whole mission, it was a lot of fun overall. Even with the bugs, the fact that I managed to get over all of them and show methods for getting around them and brute forcing the solution. It's not going to work in everything, but it's something. At least it is a solution instead of just being like, well, gotta restart the whole thing now. Because that would have been no good. There are build limitations, and then there are game limitations. Build limitations are the player's fault. Game limitations, not so much. Alright, we're going to accelerate this guy down. Because we are clean and clear. We're also going to set ourselves to ground, because it looks like, yeah, we're above the ground. We don't want those parachutes not deploying. Because we hit a hill. Or something else equally stupid. There we go, though. Jebediah has done good. I think this is, like I said, very successful mission all the way around today. And if y'all thought the same thing, be sure to hit that like button right down below. I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but we're a small channel. The algorithm, it's mean to small channels. So if y'all could give me just a little bit of hand, tip the bellhop down there and just hit that like button. The subscribe button's right next to it. If you haven't hit it already, don't be part of that 70% unsubscribed. Be sure to be part of the actual subscribe group. As soon as we land down here, I'm going to collect the data. We'll collect Jebediah back so that everybody knows he's home safe. And we'll be set to go for the eve. But I want to make sure we get all of our wrap up and all our words said too. Ah, this thing's so effective, it's going to take a minute to get down just because it's going so slowly. Yeah, it's a parachute, Georgie. Once you get to an atmosphered planet, it's much, much more fuel efficient and effective to just land with a parachute. And yes, subscribing is cool. And free. Oh, we're gonna land in a forest. Fortunately, parachutes don't get stuck in trees, but it'd be funny if they did. Alrighty. And here we are. We have successfully touched back down. The whole trip completed. We're gonna go to the tracking station. We are going to recover. Mission time, 1.5 hours. Highest altitude. Highest speed over land, 2 meters per second. Well, that's not true, according to the glitch. Good stuff, though. Let's go to the KSC. Yeah, we got ourselves over 15,000 science from that, and we haven't even turned into mission control yet. Turn in, get us another 8,000, please. Thank you. And then we will save all of that science for the next stream. So if you guys want to see this again, be sure to hit that, hit that in the actual votes for the upcoming streams. I'll be sure to throw this in the rotation. So we're going to be rolling out for the day. I hope y'all had a good one, and I will catch you all in the next one. Later.